On the bus, off the bus, in the car, out of the car, on, in. What's the difference? I'll explain. Let's go. Do one thing here, right? So this is a bus, this is a car, right? Now, if you are here, you are sitting, here you're standing. So if you can stand up and walk around inside it, you are on it. You're on the bus, on the train, on the plane. You can stand up and walk around, right? So you're not just sitting, you're standing. You can stand up, you can walk to the back, to the front, on the bus, on the train, on the plane. But when you are in a car, you don't stand up. You're sitting all the time. You don't have enough space to stand up and walk around, right? You're encapsulated inside it. You can only sit. So if that's the case, you're in it. So you're in the car, you are in the taxi, right?
Okay.
That's the difference. Say you're outside, and then you get on the bus. When you arrive at your destination, you get off the bus, right? So again, you get on the bus, you get off the bus. If you're outside, you get into the car, you get into the car, and you get out of the car. Again, into the car, you get into the car, and you get out of the car. You got it? Because the opposite of on is off. You get on the bus, you get off the bus. And the opposite of into is out of. You get into the car, you get out of the car.
Okay.
Grind, it's a verb. It's when you have something bigger and then you turn it into smaller pieces. For example, you have pepper, right? And then you put pepper in the pepper grinder, which is that object you use for,
Okay.
right? For grinding the pepper. Those little seeds become smaller parts, right?
Okay.
You grind it.
Moer.
Don't translate it.
Okay, sorry.
The same with salt. If the
Yes.
salt grains are big,
Yes.
you put it
I
in a
use.
grinder and you grind
Right.
the salt. Yes, so grind is the verb. Grinder is the object we use for
To grind.
grinding it. And the past and the participle of grind is ground. So when you grind the pepper, what you get is ground pepper. When you take a piece of meat and you put it inside a meat grinder,
Okay.
what comes out is ground meat.
Okay. I bought every time that I go at the supermarket.
That's it. You see, me too.
Good word to know.
You see?
Ground meat.
Ground meat, yes.
Ground meat.
So again, the verb is grind, to grind.
Okay.
The object is called a grinder. So it's a pepper grinder, it's a meat grinder. And after you do it, the past participle of the verb is ground. So ground meat, ground beef. Can I explain it? Forgive. That's, imagine you do something wrong to me and I don't like it. Or imagine you're married, right? You're married. You do something wrong to your wife. She doesn't like it. And she says, and she gets angry at you. What you did was wrong. And then you say, oh, please forgive me. I'll never do it again. And she says, okay, I'll forgive you. I'll give you one more chance. I'll forgive you. Or when you do something wrong and then you ask God, God, please forgive me, right? I'll never do it again. You understand? You ask God,
Yes.
right, to forgive you. That's what forgive means. Forgive is the verb. You forgive someone or someone forgives you. And forgiveness is the noun. And don't confuse forgive and forget. Forget is when you don't remember. And some people forgive but don't forget. They forgive, but they don't forget. I say, okay, I will forgive you, but I will always remember what you did to me, right? If you learn a new word, it's important to learn what words to use around it. For example, the word promise, right? It's a verb and it's also a noun. When we use it as a noun, what verbs can we use with it? You can make a promise, you can keep a promise, and you can break a promise. So 3 important verbs. I never make promises. Or every time I make a promise, I keep it. I keep my promises. Or I never break a promise. You see?
Yeah, sure.
So again, you learn a word. What words can I use around it? I learn a noun. What verbs can I use with it? What prepositions, what adverbs can I use around it? When 2 words go together, you call it a collocation. Collocation is when, for example, a verb and a noun always go together. This is how native speakers or fluent speakers naturally use it. So you don't say you do a promise. It sounds strange. They say you make a promise, right?
Yeah.
This is how people use it. It's idiomatic. It's how people use it in the language. It's a collocation, right? The same with the dishes. You do the dishes.
Do the dishes, yeah.
Homework. You do your homework.
Yeah.
Mistakes. You make mistakes. Skip. You go to the gym on Monday, you go to the gym on Tuesday, and then you skip Wednesday, and you go to the gym on Thursday and Friday. So when there's a sequence, right? Something that you do every day or every hour or every week, and then you don't do it for 1 day, for 1 hour, for 1 week, you skip that day, that week.
Okay.
So if you go to class every day and you don't go 1 day, you skip class. If you're reading a text and you read line 1, 2, 3, you don't read line 4, you read line 5 instead because you didn't see number 4. What did you do?
Skip the line.
You skip the line, you skip number 4.
Okay.
Right? That's what it means to skip. Jump, usually, sometimes you can use them interchangeably, right? When you jump a rope, right? You jump rope or you skip rope. That's it.